Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining and tuning back in. I am back with another, um, another another flow today. Just another flow, and church today was really good. Man, it was fire. It was just man, Holy Spirit really showed us um how amazing that the vessels that He uses really can be. And I'm just grateful to be just a testament of that, just to watch and to see and partake of and participate in the flow of service today. It was really phenomenal. So I have a just want something I want to share with you guys regarding how to flow, not necessarily how to flow, but flowing in with after a praise and worship song is over. So particularly worship. So let's say I'm gonna take the song Holy Spirit, you're welcome here. So the Holy Spirit, and I'm in the key of D. So D is gonna be 1, E is 2, F sharp is 3, G is 4, A is 5, B is 6, C sharp is 7, and then D is the 1. D is back to the 1. So the chord progression though, so here's the chord progression. So we're going to start on the 1. I'm going to use strings for this demonstration too. So on the 1, so we're going to start on the key of D. So, and go to the 4. Go to the 1. What I'm doing is I'm just playing the chorus, and so the idea here is just to establish a moment of where the service, or not the service, but the song is still going on, and as the song is still going on, there's a worshipful moment that is being it's taking place at the moment. So, but when coming out of, like, there's no rhythm, there's no click track, that is where I want to really hone in on today. So for that, what happens is the flow of worship is still going on, and because the flow of worship is still going on, because the flow of worship is still going on, and after the song has ended, let's say that whoever the worship leader is, or if your pastor gets up to continue exhorting, you want to stay right there in that vein. And over the years, I've noticed that, well, over my time actually, I've noticed that Holy Spirit would still be moving, and that He would still be ministering to people's hearts, and that people would still be caught up and sensitive to the fact that Holy Spirit is actually moving and working. And it's not just because the song is called Holy Spirit, you are welcome here. Like, that's the goal. Like, we do want to welcome Holy Spirit into every service that we have. But the goal is to still be sensitive as musicians, whether you're on keys, you're on bass, you're on organ, you're on drums, percussion, you're on brass, or you're on aux. The goal of that is just to be sensitive and continue to be sensitive to what Holy Spirit is doing in that moment. So I'm going to demonstrate that again. So this is the same chord progression. So Holy Spirit, so on the 1, which is D, so bring in the click track. Bring in the click track. That your worship leader, he or she, they just ended the song on to be overcome, to be overcome. So overcome is on the 4, to be overcome by your presence. And then Lord, and then at this point we're done with the click track, but we're still in that same vein. And right here, all I'm doing is playing the same chords. It's just the same chords again, but I'm adding extra embellishments. So when I'm saying extra embellishments, I'm using the 5 chord to I'm just using my right hand to play the embellishments. So on the 1, but my left hand is still holding down those foundational chords. So again, so all I'm doing is just, for example, on the 1, which will be on my left hand, all the foundational chords are on my left hand. I'm playing just that, but in my right hand, I'm playing chords and notes that would sound complementary to whatever the foundational chord is. So for example, I'm just playing, this is a rootless 5 chord. So in the key of D, the 5 is A natural. So A, C sharp, and E. And all I'm doing is taking, I'm not touching A at all, but I'm using, so it'll be rootless. Instead of playing A, C sharp, E, I'm playing C sharp and E, but I'm spreading it out. So C sharp is going to be on my thumb, and C sharp is going to be the higher note. Whereas if I would play it normal, it'll be like a second inversion of A. So instead of E, A, and C sharp, I'm just doing E and C sharp. And then for my, I'm using that and just walking it up to the 1. So A and C sharp, that's F sharp and D. So like that's all I'm doing. So what I just did there was, and this is all on the 1 too, so I'm gonna hold down the 1. So A, E and C sharp. So that's the rootless A chord. So on the 1, so E, C sharp, F sharp and D, A and F sharp. So now I'm embellishing on the 1, which is D. 5, 1, still on the 1, and then G, which is the R4 in the key of D. And then diminish, instead of playing a full diminish, I'm not going to play that full diminish. Like, it has its place, and I really love diminished chords as well, but that particular chord is not going to be there. So instead of playing the whole diminished chord of G, G, B flat, G, G, A sharp, C sharp, and E. I'm going to take that C sharp out because I don't need it to lead me to the 1. Not that particular note, because I want it to sound more, I want it to sound less tension. I want there to be less tension with the chord. So it sounded like, instead of, which is nice, but it's too much tension for that particular moment. But I want there to be less tension that complements, not tension that subtracts from the moment. So, but yeah, after that entire moment, all I'm doing, there's no click track. The people in the congregation, they're still worshiping. They're still worshiping, and I've been in situations like this where we wouldn't go into offering, or we wouldn't go forth in the service, because my being sensitive as a musician, my being sensitive to the flow of Holy Spirit and knowing when to stay right there, that comes from, you know, spending time with God, spending time with Holy Spirit in your quiet time while you're alone with the Lord. That way, what happens in private, that can be demonstrated out in public. And as a result of your obedience with spending time with the Lord, and as a result of being sensitive to Holy Spirit, He's able to move through you, and not just move through you, but move in the service. So that's really pretty much it on today. I do have a second part on this coming out in the next video, but yeah, that's really what I wanted to really hone in on today, is just being sensitive to the flow of Holy Spirit. And this can also be very effective when it comes to praise, like high praise. Like so I go to at my church, we do, like, there's a lot of high praise, there's a lot of preaching chorus, there's a lot of shouting chords, fast pace, there's click tracks for that. And just knowing when to be sensitive and that Holy Spirit is moving. The same thing in worship, it's the same thing, it's the same Holy Spirit that's moving in praise and worship, in praise, as He is in worship. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, share, and comment down below. Comment any experiences of worship that you've had, where you've done something like this, or it can be anything. It can be even what kind of keyboard you use, or what your setup looks like, what digital audio workstation you like to use as you're using click tracks. I just used the built-in patterns that came with, I made my own patterns here in this Roland Juno DS. So that was fun, creating your own things. You can do that instead of bringing a laptop. I've seen musicians, they'll bring an iPad, they'll bring a laptop, they'll bring whatever necessary tools. Like, let me know what tools you use in the comment section below. But thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for your time.